YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for another Last Cloudia news and info video. Got a little bit of a late start today, so these videos are going up later than I would have liked, but nonetheless, here we are. We're going to be looking at the latest in-game news announcement for the update that's occurring tomorrow, or tonight technically, at 12 a.m. or midnight Pacific time. I want to give a shout out to Panda for being on top of posting the news in the Last Cloudia Discord, which I then have linked to the Buddha Gang Discord, which gives us this option to view all of this in-game news in a browser format. So it just makes it easier in terms of like capturing everything on my end. So again, I wanted to give a thank you in that area. But let's just dive into the news that we got. NieR Automata collaboration event release. Thank you for playing Last Cloudia on August 26, 2021. After maintenance, a collab event with the tremendously popular action RPG NieR Automata will be released, yada yada yada. Special comment, that's the video link to the Yokotaro video that they showed off in the live stream. Very fun. We know that this is going to be from the 26th to September 15th, and the table of contents as follows: introducing collab units, Arks, key collab points, event, promotions, gacha, and shop. Looking at these introduction for the collab units and Arks, I don't quite remember seeing something like this in the past, but I think it's pretty cool. As you can see, you can actually select all 7 things that we're looking at on screen right now, and it gives you a little intro and the full artwork to whichever selection you have, so you can get a little background on whichever selection you pick if you're interested in that kind of stuff. I'm not going to look at all of them during this video just so we can move on past that, but I thought it was just a nice touch. And it looks like for the Arks, it just shows you the main arc attribute. Not for this guy though, because that's part 2, of course. They're not going to spoil that. And here in this where to get section, we actually get the official details on where to acquire all of these things that we've kind of been wondering about. The 9S, right, the free 9S that we are all getting is the first clear reward for the event Granzelia Descent. As we know, 2B and A2 and their respective LR arcs are going to be in the gachas when they're released, and the Emil Shop LR and Emil Head SR are available in the NieR Automata event ticket gacha. Now, a couple things I think of when I read this event ticket gacha could, to me, either means like the little roulette system that they've done in previous events for, you know, grinding up a certain currency like tickets or coins, and you roll on this little roulette gacha for these specific events, and you obtain all the rewards, the limited amount of rewards. So you'll eventually get what is in that little roulette or that little gacha, but it just requires you pulling enough times to do that. So I either think that kind of format, or for the event ticket gacha, I also think back to the Dr. Stone rerun that they did, and I don't know if they had it in the OG Dr. Stone collab event, but they had a separate gacha banner that they pretty much just funneled so many of like event tickets to the player, so you could get Stone World, the SR arc that they gave out, you could get that basically maxed out to 100% ether just by summoning on that banner. For some people, that may be a huge turnoff if that's the case, because if they want to do minimal playing and they're not doing daily things, daily grinding to get these tickets that would be required to summon on that, they may lose out on their chance to get the free LR. But again, those are the 2 scenarios I have in my head when reading that. So we still don't have full confirmation on exactly what the event ticket gacha is. Maybe if some of you know already just through past updates and the wording of this, you already know what's coming. I just don't based off reading this, but we will see tomorrow. And for the notes, collaboration units and arcs are time limited, just saying that, you know, now's your chance to get them if you want them. Key collab points, get 2 collab arcs and the unit 9S. So they're really promoting that you can get these 3 things completely free to play. In this collaboration, there are 3 units and 4 arcs available. Clearing the first quest of the event Granzelia Descent will guarantee you the collab unit 9S. So it will be right after you beat the first quest that you get your copy of 9S. Additionally, during the collab period, you can get a total of 10 unit prisms to raise bonus SC of 9S. So he's getting the Alphonse treatment. As we know, he will be a 5-star unit. So to have a free unit available with 110 SC just given to us is absolutely incredible, as always. In addition, you can get 2 of the collab Arks, Emil LR and Emil Head SR from the NieR Automata event ticket gacha. They can be spun using the event 10 times ticket obtained by playing the event. These Arks have powerful skills and abilities, so you'll absolutely want to get them. Now, does that mean we can get multiple of these 10 times tickets? Because I can't imagine that it's like 110 spin and you're guaranteed both of these things and some other stuff. It's just kind of confusing to me the way that this sounds formatted. Maybe it's something completely new that we haven't seen before, but again, we will see. But there we go, we've got the pictures of those. Up to 40 free gacha spins. So it looks like through the event campaign rewards, you can get gacha tickets for up to 40 gacha spins. Get a ton of free spins for the collaboration gacha. I mean, that's very subjective, a ton of free spins. 40 gacha spins means 20 tickets in part 1 and 20 tickets in part 2. That is not a lot, especially when you factor in that ticket banners like, have no rate up. So I mean, 40 free spins, yes, it's generous. It's a very generous gesture. They could have given us no free spins. I'm going to just move on from that point. Get collaboration equipment and stamps. When you play the event, you can get a total of 11 types of collab equipment. 11 collab equipment is like the most amount I've ever seen released with a single event. So, I mean, that's cool. It gives us something to grind up. Collab stamps we're also getting, as we saw in the live stream, can be used in multiplayer. In addition, some of the collab equipment can be enhanced in the alchemy lab. So we can grind up 11. Or am I tripping? Are they factoring in paid gear into this 11 number? Maybe, probably. We're probably, yes, because we've got 3 units, 2 pieces of equipment per unit. Gives us 6. And then we've got 5 shown here. So that adds up to 11. So not quite as generous as I was initially thinking. But 5 equipment that it sounds like we are able to enhance in the alchemy lab. So I'm always a fan when they do that for new events, just because it gives the player some extra play time. And sometimes these equipment prove to be pretty useful. Here are the tickets. Enough emotion. Yeah, and I'll do this quick. Like I said in the live stream, none of these are toxic enough for me. I want some more toxic stamps or useful stamps, like waiting on a full party, something along those lines, so it's actual effective communication between everyone in a multiplayer lounge rather than just spammable tickets that don't really tell much or anything at all. So those are my thoughts there. As far as the event goes, Collaboration Event Granzilia Descent. The event Granzilia Descent features various quests and the use of the new 3-party battle feature in a time trial. So the sweats are going to have a ball with this one. In addition to recreating the boss battle 2B and the others had with Simone, there is also a special fishing event to enjoy that we know. There you go, Crypt. Even though you already got your fish, you can fish more. So by participating in this event, in addition to the units and arcs, you can get up to a total of 11 types of collab equipment and a ton of gacha tickets. So be sure to play the whole event. Again, like we established, the 11 collab equipment, that's factoring in the paid gear, I'm almost sure of it. Fishing will be added on September 2nd, and the time trial quest will be added on September 9th. So similar to what they did during the DMC collab, where they added Bloody Palace towards the end of the event, if I recall. If you're wondering where these things are, where the fishing event is, where this time trial is, they are coming in different waves of this collab event. Featured rewards, Unit 9S, clear the first quest of this, whatever. Arks, a meal shop, get these by spinning the NieR, right? This is just things that we know already. These last bullet points, you can get a lot of unit souls for collab units by taking part in the extra challenge. So there will be, just like we saw for the FMA collab, I don't know if it'll be as generous, but for that one, the extra challenge was giving like 150 souls for the unit per run. So if they're going to be that generous again, I'm all for it. Collab unit prisms, these items give units +2 bonus SC. Throughout the collab period, you can get 3 unit prisms for 2B and A2 and 10 unit prisms for 9S, so literally the same thing as the FMA collab. And then the stamps, yep, we already know about that. Here are the bonus units that are typical every time they run an event. So it looks like, you know, obviously the collab units, but then the main cast and DXR is going to be a featured event unit here. Here is the schedule for the different periods of the event. Moving on to promotions, we've got the login bonuses that they show off. I think in total, I was looking through this earlier, you get 5 tickets for each one of the collab part banners. So 5 part 1 tickets and then 5 part 2 tickets. And then it also looks like we do have to wait until the very last login day to get the final prism for 9S. Interesting that they did that. And then a total of, what, 2,600 tickets? Not even a full multi? Like, I don't understand. I just don't understand. Why not give us 500, 1,000, 500, 1,000, so it can at least be a full 10 spin? Whatever. I'm not even going to go further in on that. The Collab Challenge. NieR Automata Collab Challenge. Clear all the missions to get limited equipment. We've seen this many times, but for anyone new, when this does go into effect, there will be 9 simple challenges that are new player friendly. And obviously, the later you are in the game, they're more easily obtainable. If you complete all of them, they'll give you a chart with a list telling you what you have to do. Once you complete all of them, you will get rewards for each one of the quests, but then also a piece of equipment once you've completed all of them. And Virtuous Contract is what we're getting as the equipment reward here. I believe that's the sword. Oh, well, if that's if Virtuous Contract is a separate item, a separate collab item, that kind of debunks my paid gear plus these 5 theory, meaning that we may have more than just these 5 free gear available to us for this collab. I'm open to that. That's actually pretty cool. So, but I believe Virtuous Contract is one of the weapons. It's either 2B's weapon or A2's weapon. I can't exactly remember, but it sounds very familiar because of the NieR reincarnation game I'm playing. Get rewards while getting used to the game. Of course, like I said, this is very new player driven. The training promotions, if you want to check those out, you can click there. For the gacha, it just gives us all the details. I'm not going to read through this because I already know. It's just telling us what we can get on it, how long they're going to be there. Shows that we have a pickup gacha, a step up gacha, and a ticket gacha. So the only guaranteed way to get these units, as we know with collabs, is by summoning on the step up banners. I think you can use both paid and free crystals on the step ups. Or it might be paid only. It might be paid only, which feels real bad. So they make you pay for these characters if you want to pity them. This is what they've been doing. So where you know, like, they've been doing this since the start of collab. So whatever. That's just what they've chosen to do. Looking at the store section, they're just showing that they added collab tickets and other things into the trading spaces. And then also, of course, every new update and every new character that drops, don't forget to pick up the free packs to get some souls for the new characters and just little itty bitty materials for enhancing. That covers the first part of the in-game news. After that, we have the overview of the full August 26th maintenance notice. Looking at the details, the collaboration event released everything we just looked at in the first part of this video. 5-star enhancement released for select units. Power level revision to units, shop updates, new country region release, presents, and other updates, compensation. These are the 2 that I am interested once we get to them, because I didn't quite read these yet, but I did see, through skimming, I saw some interesting things. So collaboration event release, just teasing us that going on from the 26th to the 15th, as we saw. But then we got the 5-star enhancement release for select units. These are the first 5-star DOH. No, that's a complete lie. That's a complete lie. These are more of like more mainstream units, right? These are the newer units, even though they're not new. They've been around for a while. Compared to the, what, like 40 units that we have now that are 5-starred. These 3 are among another level just starting out at base. So I figure we can read through their kits here since there's only 3 of them. A lot of people are anticipating Bayland. Lagerbos, I imagine, was also hyped for a lot of people. But I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I already looked through these and, man, I just don't understand the ideology with these 5-star units and their enhancements. I don't understand. I don't understand at all. But let's check it out. Let's first look at Roland. Added skills, he's getting EX Guard or X Guard, Fighting Spirit 5, and Light Mega Drive. So there's 2,000 cap right there. And then for his trait 1, light attack damage plus 50%, physical attack, and special damage cap plus 8,000. Now here's the thing, even though they didn't put it in red, these are all new numbers. Like this light attack damage plus 50%, currently it's plus 20%. And then physical attack damage cap plus 8,000, right now it's plus 2,000. So they're giving Roland quite a damage cap buff, with light mega drive being 2,000 plus the new 8,000. He's now sitting at plus 10,000 cap on top of his 9,999, which is fairly significant. Albeit he doesn't have the greatest hit counts in today's standards, but he's got things, as we see in his trait 2. Well, let me keep on reading. He also gets each wave slowly boosts strength over time, max plus 50%. Very similar to the Eldravana effect, even though I think that's physical damage over time. Still funny that Roland has a very similar effect for his strength boosting up. And trait 2, they added continuous high protection effect. And then when casting magic or using skills, damage taken minus 50%. Can't be interrupted by most attacks. Now this one line is what makes Roland stand out among a lot of the units. Baron got the same thing, as the community coins it as super armor. Pretty much allows the unit to get skills and or magic spells off without flinching. In terms of like a unit's effectiveness, Roland, this makes Roland very useful just from a general flinch resistance standpoint. I actually went a little crazy because after I saw this, I maxed out my Roland. I maxed out his board. I started working on him. I've still got to awaken him to 4-star, but I did enhance him, or at least enhanced his potential up to level 100. So I've got to get him now to level 100, and I think I'm planning on this being my first 5-star outside of new units, just because I want to see, like, this Baron is he's been incredible to me ever since I've started using him because of his feature, his non-flinching feature. So Roland having the same thing has a very niche appeal to me specifically. And I'm not going to lie, I was running him in battles, and I like his feel and play style. While his hit counts aren't anything that are super impressive, one, his S3 like spawns a dragon that just shoots a freaking laser beam, and the other two have a very nice tracking effect that just close the distance and get to whichever enemy he's targeting, and then it has a nice area of effect for damage. So I'm actually quite excited for Roland's buff. Like I said, I think this is going to be the first character that I plan on 5-starring outside of new units. And then for those who are curious, list of added skills, the X Guard is something that came with Ruto. When guard activates, minus 25% damage received, and when HP is at 50% or less, plus 10% chance to automatically guard attack. So like, I'm going to build Roland obviously as a dual wielder, but then also I think I'm going to play around his guard package, and give him guard charge, and hopefully I'll see some pretty nice SCT recharge with that all in mind, especially if he's guarding and then not well, no, that's not possible because guarding is a separate animation, so maybe it won't be as wonderful as I'd like it to be, but I think it will be interesting nonetheless. So I am actually looking forward to Roland's buff. 10,000 cap is the most damage cap I think an old unit has gotten up until now. I'm all for it. Then we've got Bayland. So this was what 90% of the players that are Bayland lovers were excited for. Let's check out his added skills. He got giant killing, which is whatever. Sword mega boost, very nice. A 2,000 cap right there. And no attribute attack raise 2, but that is locked behind the 5-star enhancement. But a very nice raise. That's a plus 30% damage to his no attribute attacks, which is great. Bayland is neutral, so very good for him. Trait 1, they did no changes. And trait 2, damage to non-human boss monsters plus 40%. I think that's already the same number that it is. But then he gets sword equipped, physical attack, and special damage plus 20%, and damage cap plus 3,000. So all in all, they're giving him a total of 5,000 cap that he didn't have before, which is nice. He's getting that plus 20% physical attack bonus. I don't know. He's no attribute, so that makes him useful. His charisma is still, I think, one of the best, if not the best in game. He has a bunch of other here. Balin's original trait 2 was changed from against large bosses, skills, and special damage, plus 35% damage. And so now it's damage to non-human boss monsters. So they did change the wording. It's effective against a more variety of boss monsters rather than just large bosses. It's actually non-human boss monsters now. So it doesn't matter what size the bosses are. It just depends on the typing, and they did increase it. It says plus 50% here. It says plus 40% here. So that's quite confusing, but I don't know. And then they changed his stances. Just like Dante has his styles, Balin has these stances, and they did add some things. So Stance of Crimson Victory was changed to defense minus 15%, strength plus 30%, SCT recovery speed plus 15%. So I was absolutely mistaken. When they add a percentage of SCT recovery, that's what makes it faster. If they subtract a percentage, it makes it slower. Then Stance of the Azure Demon was changed to reduced amount of HP consumed when skills are used. Stance of the Emerald Sky was changed to defense mine plus 20%. Silent Contemplation was changed to the amount of recovered SCT changed to 15 seconds, and changed the casting time to have no casting time. Well, okay, now actually this might be a little insane. This might actually be a little insane, because isn't this like, this skill is a magic spell that made Balin pretty much sit there useless for a certain amount of time, and then it recovered some of his SCT. Change the casting time to have no casting time? Is that instant, or is there still an animation that plays out that you'd have to wait to get 15 seconds of SCT back? If so, this might actually be an insane buff. I'll have to talk with the guys about that. I've been off the radar today in terms of Discord and talking to anyone about their thoughts here, so I'll be interested to see the comments below and what your impressions are. The only thing I did see, moving on to Lagrabos, is that this guy what is this buff? Alright, let's look. So, list of added skills. None. Trait 1. Physical attack damage taken minus 20%. Minus 20%. Everything else is the same. Unless they increase the percentage value here. Trait 2. Casting speed plus 20%. They gave him boost physical attack and special damage based on int. Magical attack damage plus 50%, damage cap plus 8,000. So they did give him plus 8,000 on his damage cap. They give him plus 50% on his magic damage, but boost physical attack, special damage based on int. They gave him Thaumaturgy Ring in this trait too. Like, is that it? I mean, they gave him 8,000 cap. They gave him 8,000 damage cap. I didn't take that into consideration when I skimmed through this the first time. That's okay, but like, that's it. That's all they gave him. Maybe that still makes him crazy. You can let me know. From what I saw, Lagrabos, little Yoda head, got shafted with this 5-star update. Rollin's cool to me. He gets plus 10,000 cap. Balin might be pretty crazy. He gets some cap and, you know, some bonus numbers. This might be the most intriguing thing out of his whole change. But then Lagrabos, they gave him damage cap. All this other stuff seems very irrelevant to me. But, I don't know. Y'all can let me know your thoughts. Alright. Getting on new country region release presents. On August 19th, the English version of Last Cloudia was released in 19 countries and regions. To celebrate, the following presents will be sent to players. 500 crystals, 20 orange orb recovers. We'll take it. I will definitely take that. Free stuff. Love it. Shop updates. There you go. And here we go. Other updates. So we got some various improvements. The following improvements have been made. The upper limit of friends that can be increased in the shop has been changed from 50 to 100. So now we can get a total of 150 friends. That's quite nice anytime they're increasing the friend amount, because that means more friend points. And as they add new things like they did with the last update to the friend shop, the more points that we can get, the better. The friend gacha results can now be skipped by tapping the screen. You don't have to wait through the friend gacha spin. You can just tap through it quickly. The ability board release effect upon enhancing a unit can now be skipped by tapping skip. I love that. What it's referring to is when you enhance a unit and then go into its ability board, there's this little aura that expands and shows more of the ability board that can be unlocked. So now we can skip that process, because let's say you enhance a unit from like nothing to max. You have to sit there and watch it do the first tier. Then you got to go back and watch it do the second tier. Then you got to go back all the way up to 4 tiers. So very nice that they added a skip function to that. Improve the quest selection filter by setting to retain its settings on the multiplayer room selection screen even after starting a quest. That was a mouthful. But pretty much, if you have been playing multiplayer and you noticed, you can actually change whichever multiplayer quest that you want. A lot of people probably don't know, but it's set to all quests, which gives you a filter for every multiplayer quest that's available. You can actually change that to specify which quest that you're interested in. So if you did that and then you run that quest, you go back into your multiplayer room search and it would have reverted back to the all quests option. So now it seems that once you pick one, it's going to stick there. So very minor thing, but very welcomed in my opinion. Adjust the effect of the skill Favored Sword. The damage cap has been increased from plus 3,000 to plus 10,000. Is this Bayland? So what's Favored Sword? Well, I'll be damned. So, yep, when equipped with only one weapon, activate the following effects. So here we go. BB Shin actually got a buff here. They went with another single-wield buff and changed this from 3,000 to 10,000, which is quite significant, I'm not gonna lie. So, interesting. They really want to push single wielding. They want you to single wield with this guy. By not single wielding with him, you would lose then 7,000 of the cap that Bayland already has. But that's quite a jump. That's quite a jump. It would have been nice if it was 15,000. No, let me stop. But from 3,000 to 10,000 is quite a big jump. So very cool to see. Various UI changes as well. So we'll see what different things are maybe rearranged or different icons may have changed once the update is live. Bug fixes, we got a ton of. The following issues will be fixed. So I just read through all these bug fixes. There's not really anything I'm too interested. I think the one that stands out the most in multiplayer, revive effects sometimes fail to activate. That is something I have noticed the community complains about from time to time, so that's cool. They changed a couple things that just weren't correct. I guess there were a bunch of fouls, traits and skills that weren't performing as they should have, so they have fixed those issues. This is the only other one I know of. In some dungeons, the special cut-ins background doesn't display correctly. You'll see a real wacky looking special animation while it's going on in certain boss battles. So that's what they fixed. Nothing crazy that I'm seeing here. But let's look at compensation, because who doesn't love some good compensation? We never get compensation after like maintenance notices from them, so this is cool. In this maintenance, we plan to provide the following compensation as an apology for the various issues that occurred. Compensation 1, the following compensation will be provided for the issues that occurred on 8/19. We're getting 1,000 crystals, which is quite nice. Orange orb recovers 20. I'll take it. The period of the following events will be extended by 1 day. Training field and soul accumulation. That's actually very nice. Both will be extended extended until the end of August 26th. So I'll definitely take that. That may actually allow me to get the mega clusters that are available for the missions and training field. So I'm all about that. And it'll be eligible for anyone who had a registered account before the start of this maintenance. Compensation 2 will be provided for the issue that occurred with Arena Daily Rewards. Check the following notice for details regarding compensation and the users who are eligible for compensation. This actually provides me with no clarity here. Oh, this was August 2nd maintenance notice? I don't understand. So I guess maybe some people weren't able to get this. But there we go. Holy mackerel. That was a lot of information that we went over in this video. I'm going to have to chop up and edit this bad boy. But there we go, guys. We still have some things that we're anticipating. A2 and the new Ark details that will be coming next week. We've got the other unit buffs that are coming at a later date. I can't exactly remember when, but we're starting with these 3 units. And like I said, I'm gonna probably work on Rolland and make him my first outside of new unit 5-star. I'm excited for that. Compensation's cool. The bug fixes weren't as hype as I was hoping they would be, but it is what it is. And I need to get to editing. So guys, let me know what you're thinking down below. As always, like and subscribe if you're enjoying the last Cloudia content. And hit that bell notification so you know exactly when I post and you don't miss any details before it's too late in case of emergency situations. But that's all I got for you this time, guys. Y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.